Cousin sat on my meat during a car ride, and I enjoyed it for some background. Me and her are both 16. Let's call her Emily. Me and her always flirt as a joke. We were going to a trampoline park for my little sister's birthday party. It was about 30 minutes away. She didn't have room in her parents' car, so we let her take a ride in our car. When she got in the car, the first thing I noticed was that she had on Nike Pro shorts. Just the thought of it made my Johnson get rock. Since our car didn't have the most room, Emily had to sit on my lap, and I wasn't complaining when she sat on it. I was hoping she didn't say anything about me being rock. It was going to be a long ride, so she definitely felt it. When we got to the trampoline park, my Johnson finally got to breathe. She started looking at me in a different type of way when we got there. And I can't lie, her bottom was looking huge in those shorts. I think we were both feeling each other at this point. After we left the trampoline park, she had to sit on my lap again. I thought it was going to be just like the ride there, but I decided to go to sleep. And next thing I know, she is moving back and forth on it. I just pretended to go back to sleep because game is game. Am I in the wrong, or should I ask for round 2?
Story 2. How did you lose your virginity? I was around 14 and was at a family reunion with a bunch of my relatives. Me and a few of my cousins are hanging out in the jacuzzi, and my sister is there as well. We are just talking about life when my dad says that the burgers are ready. All my cousins and sisters get out for some food while I just stay in the jacuzzi for a while. One of my neighbors let his dog off the leash, so it immediately came over to me, and I just tried to get it away from me, and I eventually had to go back inside to avoid it. The adults of the family reunion said that they were going out to the club and hired some musical guests to entertain us. One of the people they hired was smoking hot, but she was 25 because I looked at her Wikipedia. I tell the others that I'm going to sneak out and go to the pet supply store to get some accessories. While I'm there, I see this huge peacock that has these bright feathers, and I'm so mesmerized that I fall asleep. When I wake up, I'm getting head from a Target employee, and that's what happened. No kizzy.
Story 3. What's the most disgusting thing you did because you were horny? When I was 15, I was invited to a friend's party where the ratio was 3 girls for each guy. So the conditions were perfect. The main reason that this happened is because our class was filled with geeks and nerds. And by that time, I believe a World of Warcraft had just gone live, and no living teenager of our circle would skip that except for me. But if they came to the party, the girls wouldn't care about them anyways. So basically it was me, 4 guys, and 15 kinky girls playing around, smelling good as hell. And they teased us like no tomorrow. They looked so good I can't even describe. But I never got any action. I had more horniness built up than I've ever had in my life. I stayed a little while at the party, and then I went home. My parents were on a short vacation to recover from work. So I had the entire house for me alone. After arriving at home, I was desperate to explode my balls somewhere. There were so many hormones running through my system. I've never felt this way. But at that moment, my hand would not suffice. I needed something better. So I went to the refrigerator to find some butter to use as a hand lotion or something. So then I saw it. Perfect shape, wet and moist. I just took it from the fridge, cleaned it, and then I heated it in the microwave. It was weird, but still the best solo nut I've ever had. I nutted in a squid. The post-nut clarity hit like a freight train. It was like someone else had taken over my body. And I suddenly awoke to find myself naked in my kitchen with my schlong deep inside a squid. Now I also had to eliminate the evidence. The squid must have been expensive. But at that point, you definitely couldn't eat it anymore. Not even as fried squid loops. The whole house was smelling like a fish market. I had to get rid of the smell, so I opened every window and door in our house. I probably could have just threw the squid out, but the risk of one of my parents finding it was too much for me to handle. So I grabbed a shovel, went out into my backyard, and dug a hole. I put the warm squid inside a trash bag and buried it to this day. The squid is still buried in my parents' backyard, with my DNA deposited within. When I visit home, I often find myself gazing at that corner of my backyard, and I'm tortured by the knowledge of what I did. I do not recommend to do the same. Your crush will ask you out tomorrow if you like and subscribe.